All right, today's macro picture, this might be a two-part video. We'll see how I can edit it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit it in 15 minutes, but I'm going to cover a bunch of different things. They're all related. They all connect. And I'm just trying to get you to, think. I want you to think. I want everybody to think. Thinking is good. So, take what you can out of this and think. What I'm going to talk about today is the Phoenix, the great work, the Holy Grail, the Philosopher's Stone, ideas and the resurrection of ideas relating to materialism. I'm going to throw some silver in there because I went to a coin show. And today's point is, are you chasing the Holy Grail? I'm going to also discuss, with all these subjects here above and these pictures below, I'm going to discuss an ancient idea, and not just one idea, all ancient ideas. They are born, they live, they burn, and then they come out of the ashes and are resurrected like the Phoenix. Jesus is just a personified version of the Phoenix. As you can see, Jesus is resurrecting. He's reborn, and he'll be right back. So enjoy. All right, so I went to a coin show today, and this is really the only footage I had. Walking through it, everyone in there is really old. Just a bunch of numismatic guys just hoarding their numismatic porn and selling it at extremely overpriced, prices. There was one guy in there, though. He had this little thing in front of him, with the felt and everything, and he had a number of 10-ounce Johnson Matthey gold bars, and then he had a whole bunch of, the gold liberties. It had to be just in that little thing he had sitting there out in the open. Probably had to have been $200,000 worth of gold just sitting there. Most of these guys, I would say there's probably, 25 dealers there or something. Most of these guys only are selling numismatics, or if they did have, eagles or maples or any of that stuff, it was kind of overpriced. All I ended up buying was four things. I bought two Johnson Matthey 10-ounce bars, and then I bought 2 coins, and I paid a little bit of premium on them. I just wanted to buy them to have them because they mean something to me, and that's what I wanted to explain in this video. I wanted to go over the Phoenix, because I've been talking about the Phoenix. I've mentioned it a few times in some previous videos. Plus, I live in Phoenix, so it interests me to look into the symbolism of the eagle versus the phoenix. I'm going to go through some notes here. So I'm basically just going to read some notes I've collected on various things. But before I do that here, I was the youngest person in this place by far. And there was plenty of people that did have, some like Johnson Matthey bars. And there's plenty of silver to go around is what I'm saying. So if we were in a bubble, this place would be full of people like me, or full of, people that aren't 50 years old. I did see one Asian kid in there that was looking through this guy's Chinese collection of coins, and it looked like he had bought like a whole bunch of them, and he had to have been about my age, maybe younger, 25, 30, something like that. But that's the only person I noticed. But it's still, he looked like a collector. He knew what he was looking for, and he's probably buying Chinese coins and taking them back to China or something and selling them for more money than they're worth here because nobody understands them as much. All right, so I'm going to go here into my notes. I have this book. It's called The Secret Destiny of America, and it's written by Manly P. Hall. It was actually written, I think, in 1958. If you don't know who Manly P. Hall is, Manly P. Hall owns this place over in Los Angeles, which it's like a giant library, and it's full of nothing but occult books and mystic books and symbolism books, stuff like that. Just a huge library. I think it's the biggest one in the world. But this book, I'm going to read my notes here about it. It's basically, don't worry, not all secret societies are evil. Especially in this book, it refers to the ancient Greeks knowing about America. They knew that America existed, or at least, that's what some of these people are saying. The Greeks never colonized America or came over here. It was mainly because they were waiting for the perfect time to create the perfect world. This group was called the Great Philosophers, and it is said that they wrote their plan in the form of the Philosopher's Stone. So if you've ever heard about the Philosopher's Stone, it's kind of like the Holy Grail. Like, people are searching for it, forever. An ongoing pursuit that never ends. They're always looking for that Philosopher's Stone, which has the great plan on it. I mean, these ideas go back as far as the Egyptian Empire. If you're looking at like their symbolism and their pictures and their, writings, all these ideas, come back over and over and over throughout history, and they just, keep growing into, what we see in the world now. It's an ongoing pursuit of this idea. The Philosopher's Stone, this is what I believe, just based on everything that I've read about this stuff, and I am no expert, so you can take this, for whatever it's worth. I believe that the Philosopher's Stone, similar to the Holy Grail, these items do not exist. These are ideas. They're not physical things. Now, if somebody tries to spend their entire life pursuing these physical material items because they believe the Philosopher's Stone existed and the Holy Grail exists, so they continue to search for these material things, they will never find it. They will always be continuing to look. They will get close. They will think that they get close, but they will always continue to search for the Holy Grail or the Philosopher's Stone. It's like the almighty thing, perfect item. It's like the pursuit of happiness, or the pursuit of perfection. It's like you're never gonna reach it if you're always pursuing it. Now, that's what this idea is. Now, if you wake up and you can see the big picture inside you, you already have this power. You've already found the Philosopher's Stone, and you've already found the Holy Grail, because it's not an external material thing. And that's what these philosophers, in conjuring up these ideas, I believe that's what they were trying to, foretell. It is that people will either choose to chase this Holy Grail physical, cup of Jesus, that he drank. They're chasing this perfect item. But many people believe that it's physical. Now, the other half of the people believe, like myself, that you will never find that. It is within you, and that you already found it. So you need to awaken to that fact, and you can accomplish anything. Because if you're chasing the Holy Grail your entire life, you're just wasting your life. But if you understand that you are the Holy Grail, you are the Philosopher's Stone, then that changes your whole paradigm of how you view the world. Now, I'm going to read a quote here by Manly P. Hall in this book. European mysticism was not dead at the time the United States of America was founded. The hand of the mysteries, the hand of the mysteries controlled an establishment of the new government, for the signature of the mysteries may still be seen on the Great Seal of the United States of America. Careful analysis of the seal discloses a mass of occult and Masonic symbols, chief among them the so-called American eagle. The American eagle upon the Great Seal is but a conventionalized phoenix. Not only were many of the founders of the United States government Masons, but they received aid from a secret and august body existing in Europe, which helped them to establish this country for a peculiar and particular purpose known only to the initiated few. The eagle on their coins and dollars and all this, the eagle replaced the phoenix in 1841 as the national bird. The phoenix has been a brotherhood symbol since ancient Egypt. The phoenix was adopted by the founding fathers, Freemasons, for use on the reverse of the first official seal of the United States after a design proposed by Charles Thomson, Secretary of the Continental Congress. Another view of the phoenix that I pulled from somewhere else, like for example, in Western world, there's the serpent, and the serpent in the Western world is viewed as evil. In Eastern world, it's viewed as knowledge, a good thing. So here's another view of the phoenix. The phoenix is the goddess of all the winged creatures. Phoenix displayed by itself without the dragon gives yang energy. This heavenly bird will harvest opportunity, luck, success, and prosperity. The phoenix surprises people by turning bad luck into good luck. It would mysteriously carve out path of opportunities to your business, work, career, or all other pursuits of your life. Since it is associated to the south corner, its presence brings you fame and popularity. It would bring out the excellent side of the female. It can even remove quarrelsome energy of a kindling relationship with the fiery energy of the phoenix. the perfect item as well for the single female or bachelor looking to find true love. In the Weimar hyperinflation, the Phoenix was on aluminum coins. Like the light worker groups out there, New Age people, stuff like that, they believe in the Phoenix as being wisdom and light. Here's another point, the American Eagle on our currency. And this is partially based on stuff that I've collected as well as notes that I've collected. So a bit of this is random stuff that I've collected. So I'll try to piece it together here. But the American Eagle on our currency is actually a phoenix, in my opinion, which is a bird of ancient origin in its symbolism representing resurrection or a rebirth, a new wisdom being born. So, if you look on your silver, this phoenix on your silver coin is a resurrection of that idea of the great philosophers. It is a resurrection, it is a return of an idea. The phoenix on your silver coin is a resurrection of an idea of the great philosophers. That ever-living idea of perfection and freedom. A phoenix is a universal symbol of the sun, mystical rebirth, resurrection, and immortality. This I can't say legendary. This legendary red fire bird was believed to die in its self-made flames periodically, each 100 years, according to some sources, then rise again out of its own ashes. Linked to the worship of the fiery sun and sun gods, such as Mexico's Quetzalcoatl, I think I pronounced that wrong, it was named a god of Phoenicia by the Phoenician, going back to Egypt. To alchemists, people that tried to turn, different types of metals into gold, were chasing that material holy grail. So alchemists, were on the wrong side of it. They didn't, chase what was within instead of chasing what is without. So to alchemists, it symbolized the destruction and creation of new forms of matter along the way to the ultimate transformation, physical, turn lead into gold. Like the alchemists believed that they could turn lead into gold, or that they were trying to turn lead into gold. So they were pursuing this perfection. They were philosopher's stone, per se. The philosopher's stone was considered the key to this transformation. The philosopher's stone is a symbol for the alchemist's quest for transformation and spiritual illumination. It was also the British title of the first Harry Potter book. The U.S. publisher changed it to Sorcerer's Stone instead of Philosopher's Stone. Because, we got to keep the American people in the pub, in the dark. We don't want them to, look into stuff like this. The stone was the central symbol of the mystical terminology of alchemy, symbolizing perfection, enlightenment, and heavenly bliss. The discovery of the philosopher's stone was known as the Great Work. The Great Work is the uniting of opposites. It may mean the uniting of the soul with God, or the microcosm with the macrocosm, of the female with the male, the ego, the non-ego, the yin, the yang, the Republican, the Democrat, up, down, left, right, the sun, the moon, the lightness, the darkness. It goes on forever. For each individual, me, you, your friends, your family, all these people, for each individual, this great work may take different forms. Crowley described his own personal great work in the Introduction to Magic, and I quote, "In my third year at Cambridge, I devoted myself consciously to the great work, understanding thereby the work of becoming a spiritual being, free from the constraints, accidents, and deceptions of material existence. I insist that in private life men should not admit their passions to be an end, indulging them and so degrading themselves to the level of the other animals, or suppressing them and creating neurosis. I insist that every thought, word, and deed should be consciously devoted to the service of the great work. Whatsoever ye do, whether ye eat or drink, do all to the glory of God. The quest of the Holy Grail, to search for the stone of the philosophers, by whatever name we choose to call the great work, is therefore endless. Success only opens up new avenues of brilliant possibility, blah, 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 blah." Basically what this is saying is, if you look inside yourself, think about what it is you really want to do, and do the right thing, do considered great for humanity or great for the world. How could you help the world in pursuing this, this great work? Like, for example, people people who write novels. They might have one book out of like 20 that they've written in their life that they would consider the great work. You know, like people like Albert Einstein or Thomas Edison or Ben Franklin. You know, all these people had their great work.